Hi there, Collective. This is Kim here to do your reading. And I have two beautiful decks given as a gift to the channel. Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you so much. The Cosmic Oracle, this pretty deck right here, and the Quantum Tarot. And you'll have to bear with me because for a few days I will use the guidebook, and usually it doesn't take too long for me to figure it out. This one might take a little bit to let soak into this brain. But anyway, I feel like this is the trine of decks here. Krans Alchemy deck, the Cosmos Oracle, and Quantum Tarot are perfect together. I was using it on myself the other last night, and got some different messages with this one. I wouldn't have imagined so many messages could come through from that deck, but they do. Star. the star. It is interesting. So yeah, I feel like this is a perfect combination, and we're just going to open up and see what messages the Selective Collective, because these are the people that have literally been selected to look at the thumbnail, decide if they want to watch this video, look at the cards, and then you're here. And so it is selected by your higher self, by your spirit guides. Sometimes I feel like these are almost more personal in a sense, because they get less views, and I feel like they're like it's on purpose, like they're supposed to just attract who they need to attract at the time. Wow, we have iron on the bottom, so a lot of strength coming in, and yeah, I'm being told to pull that. So I'm pulling iron and I'm pulling tin. Iron, you know, just by its nature, it's a very strong metal, and it's in everything and absolutely in our blood, and helps us to like transport oxygen and stuff like that around our body. So very important, but it's also a card of magnetism. So I think of that, of magnetism. And then I have 10, which is this just opens a big box of, no, it's a rabbit hole. It opened a rabbit hole, or it led you to one, because 10 is, first of all, it is just in its general sense is a metal that's very pliable, that is malleable, and it actually has crystalline attributes. If you look at it, you know, under the microscope, it allows it. So we think about change, we think about adaptability when we have the 10 card. But like I said, there's that rabbit hole there because of this crystalline structure. And you see that's letting you know about that structure that's able to reflect light in many, like in the full spectrum, full glory, like light can pass through or reflect easier. I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a chemist, but I'm not a metallurgist. My dad is, though. He's a metallurgist engineer, so I do know like a little bit about smelting and stuff like that. But anyway, so this crystalline attribute, though, I'm thinking is your body, and upgrade, right? Upgrades are good. We can use them. It breaks apart the darkness, the energy pileups that might have been in the form of repeated patterns, behaviors, things that maybe we were aware of or weren't aware of them ever changing in our life, and those are changing. So I feel like attributes of ourself, of our character, are like radically changing. It's almost like you barely recognizing this new you, because it is very different. So I want to go ahead. I'm so excited. Use a new deck. I love using new decks. So I want to see what the Cosmo Oracle, and of course I will be using the guidebook. So I'm sorry if that, you know. Okay, so strength, magnetism, changing, adaptability, letting in more light, the rabbit hole of the crystalline light body, the rabbit hole. Anomaly, okay. Oh. 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 Well, that's really interesting. And the star is still on the bottom, you guys. Anomaly and quantum entanglement. That's really interesting. So, quantum entanglement, just to my knowledge without looking in the book, is when two particles that seemingly have no necessary relation to one another seem to like be connected, and so when one moves one way, the other one will automatically move it another way. People have a broad theory of this quantum entanglement on a, well, let's take it to a mystical side, right, of applying it to the mystical nature of spirituality, of being entangled with a desire also, or a person. What you desire desires you. Why? Because there's something that's already connected. And I'm feeling this quantum entanglement as being more of a connected to all the different possibilities throughout time, because time in the quantum, we would be able to see it. So from my understanding, all it would take would be this impossible to actually have physically in the 3D. It's this perspective of what actually happens in the quantum realm, but we can put words to it, we can describe it, we can point to it, and in a way, this theory of non-duality, it seems very in alignment with this quantum stuff. Actually, so it's like being, to me, I feel like it's like being connected with something that somehow, some way, is connected. We'll look in the book. And the anomaly, I'm going to guess that that's probably something rare. Like, whoa, didn't know that was supposed to happen. Maybe it's something to do with an extraordinary amount of strength or magnetism. Something that people are like, if they look at you like an anomaly, you're like, not supposed to even exist. That type of strength, that type of adaptability, that type of deep dive into spirituality is so interesting. And of course we know what a star is, but I will look this up for you so that we get a little bit more knowledge than my very brief understanding of that field. I don't claim to understand it at all, but I do understand that there's this perspective of stepping outside of all of those dimensions and being able to see everything happen almost all at once, just in different positions. Okay, I'm going to have to hang on 1 second, okay? I'm going to look it up in the proper way, the proper manner. Okay, quantum entanglement, illusionary separation. Particles that were once attached remain related, affecting and modifying each other no matter the distance or level of separation between them. Your energies can still be connected to each other regardless of the physical distance between you and that person or thing. This is about the intertwined and direct relationships in your microcosm, causing you to influence each other, affecting everything that happens, including actions, emotions, and belief. I'm just seeing it like this big quantum spider web, and every time you move, you pull on this web, and but it changes and it morphs each time you make a movement. You have a decision, you have a behavior, you have a thought. Every time there's any type of action, I just see everything being affected. And yeah, okay, so thoughts and feelings, they're talking about energy, frequencies, and wavelengths that transcend space and time. Technically, so this card is about how there is no separation between energies, only interconnection. So this can be on a small level, small level. It could be on a large level of your connections, and noticing that things affect one another. The anomaly, the difference that the originality that defines you, for one thing, and difference that brings forth new things, the unseen, and makes the impossible possible. That's what I'm saying. I just said it in a different way, but I like this. This is the absolute strength, because this is something other than the copy-paste formula that people use. Yes, you're different. You're unique. That is what it is. Unique and incomparable. Like, you're not supposed to exist. You don't even, look at that line there. It's it's like blurred out. Like, you're not even supposed to exist. How did you do this? I see this in a really good thing. Oh, let's see what they say for the star, just to see what they say. A celestial body that shines its own light. Leadership, brilliance, spirituality, and faith. The word star has been used for a long time to refer to someone who is lucky. A magical card that stands out against everything and everyone. You're the star that is the anomaly. You're the star that makes a very big difference. And maybe the reason you make such a big difference is because of this letting in the light. More of a crystalline light body would allow you to be seen or to touch or get entangled seemingly with that type of vibration or frequency. And I think that is why you're this anomaly. So they're saying your effect is big. Your effect is big. Your light is big. Everything you do, every action, everything you do is big. Influential, big, brilliant. Leadership. You're an anomaly. I like it. Okay. I like it. Spooky action from a distance. Isn't that what Einstein said? Spooky action from a distance. Okay, Quantum Tarot is the next one. Should be interesting with these. I even think the sci-fi deck that I have been using would go great with this deck to clarify. Wow. I have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. So, if you have a goal that's to be have mastery over these finances, financial things going on in that sense, or maybe it is a person you're committed to. With the King of Pentacles, it would be somebody. I feel like there's some sort of quantum entanglement here with your future self that is in that position of having mastery over pentacles, finances, stability, protection, and things like that. Four of Cups, Two of Swords. Okay. Either you want to be in this position of King of Pentacles, or you are in some position where you could be the one that's kind of taking care of everything financially, the one who's doing really well. Like, I don't know, there's something here of mastery of business and things like that. I feel like it's allowing you to dream up something different to come in with the Four of Cups. So the strategy here is really heavily focused on you, your money, your finances, and being in complete control. In fact, you're needing or wanting to attach to that version of yourself that has made it in a very prosperous, rich, wealthy way, right? You want to be, yeah, I feel like that's what you're wanting. And so you might already be, you may already even be in this, and then just be in this, like, okay, well, I'm creating something new for myself. I just feel like you're, like, dreaming this up. Four of Cups isn't normally a card that speaks to me too much about dreaming, but in this case, it is because of this imagery. Let's see what their guidebook says for the Four of Cups, and just get like a different perspective on some of the tarot. Extra particles. All particles in an atomic nucleus are made up of quarks and leptons. There are 6 varieties of quarks, 6 leptons. Okay. Some of them are unstable, and some of these things decay. Talking about these particles. Okay, a similar sense of pointlessness and frustration is characteristic of the Four of Cups. It's possible to have too much of a good thing. In the Cup's heavy energy, the Four turns into passivity, resulting in boredom and stagnation. Wanting something different. Something's going out of you. You're wanting something different. Okay. Two of Swords, which is a choice, a decision. Sometimes it can be a decision that has been postponed or put off. This says dark matter. Dark matter. When the duality of two meets the realm of the mind, you get energy that works against itself. The swords are crossed, indicating psyche in conflict. The blindfold shows that we may keep ourselves in the dark by self-defeating habits through thought or denial. Jeez. That's heavy. A new way to do something. Alright. It's usually a choice and a decision, though, so I feel like it has to do with a choice and a decision to change and adapt to change something here. The Four of Cups would simply be the energy of that contrast, not always the most pleasant. It would be the energy of the contrast, wouldn't it? Five of Cups on the bottom. Okay, I have the Emperor. I have the Three of Pentacles under the Four of Cups. And this is the Judgment energy. I think, again, I feel like that is talking about decision. Says it's talking about the multiverse here. Let me make sure I've got everything. Yeah, I got everything. Says it's talking about the multiverse. And like I said, I won't use these books all the time. Just learning something. So it says it's where physics starts to sound like something out of Star Trek. The idea of the multiverse is challenging to contemplate. Each infinite universe is hard for us to imagine. The Judgment card throws down this mind-expanding challenge. Growing in awareness and awakening to a new level of reality. Sometimes it might feel like a rude awakening because the light of understanding can be blinding. Okay, the Emperor, the strong force, the force that binds the particles together, like this iron energy here too. Without it, matter would not exist and the atoms would fly apart. So the Emperor is a strong force that holds things together, it functions as a whole, but represents leadership and authority. The Emperor also could represent your conscious will or the super ego. So this Emperor is ready to make a decision and assert themselves. I feel like that energy. I feel like you're the Emperor here. Let's see if the Three of Pentacles is talking about. From this deck's view, it's kind of interesting. Atomic structure. The Three of Pentacles takes the vision from the Three of Wands and makes it into a concrete plan of action. Beautiful. A plan of action. I like that, because that's what you need from this Four of Cups energy. It just feels very emotional. Whatever type of action that this is going to be, it feels like it might be very emotional, especially with the Five of Cups here on the bottom, you know. But that is the Three of Pentacles. It could be who you're working with, who you collaborate with, team effort, but it can be actually doing the concrete steps or laying down the plan. I like that. Laying down the plan. Laying down the plan. And this might be the plan. So I definitely think that there is a, my usual view of the Judgment energy is that Spirit has a plan that they're kind of waking you up to, right? And, I definitely have the moving on card with the train. Moving on life's journey, a new endeavor, going away, one direction, on track, focus, on time, keep going forward, going with the flow, steady climb, no resistance. And this is about this path. Spirit, give us more on, this is big action, like with the Two of Swords, whatever the Emperor here is doing. You even see, it almost looks like a rising phoenix on the card, with a lion's head or something. I mean, it's interesting. So it's a big decision. It's big kind of action, I feel like. Here in Anomaly card is coming out. It's coming from a loving place. 6-6. We also have 2, 3, 4. Just, you know, with the numbers. I mean, we have another 4 here too, but like in alignment. You're in alignment with this. Maybe you're in alignment with unconditional love, which would be freaking amazing to be entangled in a quantum way with all that is unconditional love. And of course that would just require like perspective shifts sometimes, but it could be achievable, I think. And unconditional love, romance, soulmates, uncommon bond, devoted always, tenderness, timeless, constant affection, best friends, appreciation, unchanging love. Entanglement. And I have a timing card of 1 to 3 months here coming, and it's with this eclipse. So I feel like whatever this timing is about, it's saying that if there's a period of sudden darkness where you don't either know all the answers, or you find yourself in a temporary challenging situation in life and you don't know it doesn't look good, it looks bleak, there's some type of reveal here for you, and it will be something good. Especially if it's tied to something very strange happening in your life. Unconditional love. You're like an exception to the rules of physics with the anomaly in my mind. Union of opposites. That makes sense with quantum entanglement. Very opposites. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So that's what I've got. I think that's just what I'm going to use. I'm going to pull an angel number too, but I think that's what that's about. Two with I am diplomatic on the bottom. 0 says there's no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. I am limitless. 0 point. It's all possible. Yeah. All right. So that's what I have for you all, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for joining me. Bye.